Hi everybody. Came down to the fish tank on Sunday morning to all the power was off, and the sea urchin had got up on that heater, pulled it down into the tank so the wire was in the tank, and he crawled his way up the heater and managed to munch through the cable and tripped out my consumer unit. So luckily I've got two heaters in the tank, and it's always a good idea to have two heaters in case one goes in the off position, and if one goes in the on position the other heater will cut out, and in a tank this size you get a small amount of time to before it'll overheat. So a good check when you come down to check the tank in the morning is put your hand on the glass. If it's really hot, then you know your temperature's gone mad. So just something to bear in mind if you do have sea urchins. Now I have had a heater in the past. You know, you get those heaters that are digital and they've got two sensors sticking out the top. You manage to chew one of the sensors off the top of the heater, and it switched itself off. So just bear that in mind. If you're going to have an urchin, now the point of having a sea urchin is you know your purple corallite that grows on your living rock. If you don't have a sea urchin, the corallite will just encase the rock and then it will stop working. Now if you look on this rock here, see that white, and you can see there's a rock at the back there which is white on the surface there. That is areas that he's passed over and he cleans the corallite off. So as he munches his way around the tank, he's cleaning the rock off so it doesn't get totally encased in that purple corallite, because that stops the living rock filtering the water, which is the whole point of having it in the first place. So if you can see on that coral garden there, that purple area there, that was polyps there, and there's an area over the back. Now he has cleaned a bit off of there, but that was entirely polyps, that was, but it got encased in that corallite. It grew over the polyps, and he doesn't do such a good job on there because there's so many troughs he can't get down into there. But now he's a long spiked sea urchin. Now we've had him about 8 years. If you're going to get one, get a short spiked, maybe a pencil urchin or a tuxedo. They're quite good because they're short spiked. They're called tuxedo because they pick up bits on their shell as they go around, and it looks like they're wearing a jacket. But a long spiked, don't be tempted into buying one because they look good, because they're so cheap, but they grow quite big, and in a small tank they do knock stones down. And he'll get right down the back of the tank into the smallest point. Some days I can't find him, and I'm cleaning the glass, and I hit him with the glass cleaner and break his spikes off. But just bear that in mind. They munch through everything. Now he munched through the end of the plastic on my MP40s. He just eats everything. When people look at it, those blue dots there, that orange dot in the middle, that is actually his back end, and his mouth is underneath. You can, if you put a clip on the glass, you can see his teeth eating, and every now and again that'll blow up in a bubble, and everything he eats goes in the front end, comes out the back end. But he survived my tank breaking. He survives everything. They're hard as nails. In the book I've got, they say they live to 4 to 5 years, but you know, we've had this tank for nearly 6 years, and he was in the flat I lived in my old tank. So it just shows you they do live quite a long time. Anyway, that was just a sea urchin episode for you. Everything's looking good in the tank at the moment. Did a water change at the weekend. I've got to clean the back. If you wonder why I've got these fans on the top of they're V2 luminaires, which come with cooling fans, but they get loads of dust gets caught in the fan, so you've got to take them apart to get the fans out. They're like little fans like you have in the back of your computer, but when you try and get them back on, to try and get them without any noise, they start vibrating, it drives you mad. So I decided to take them off. And I run these fans on a timer. They run off a USB port, and it's just enough to keep everything cool enough. Because the thing about LEDs is they don't like the heat. So it's got heat dissipating rails on there. I don't know if you can see it in this light. It's not, phone's not focusing again. But those 4 fans on there. And once they go off, the main white lights, they cool down quite quickly, and then the fans shut off. Well, that was just a sea urchin episode. Any questions? Ping away. See you, bye.